Oh, it's Starter Stream. Here we are, week 7, by Mageddon. I hope you guys survive it. I'm here to help. Let's see what we got. Kareem Baldwin. Let's make it a great week. I love that positivity. Tony over Michael Wilson. I'd probably go Michael Wilson, but it's close. Tony's just not getting on the field. I like Michael Wilson's matchup today. I like both their matchups today, to be honest. I'd probably go Foreman. That's just my particular brand of tea there. Foreman over Tony. I think you're going to get more guaranteed touches for Foreman today with Roshan and the other Khalil Herbert being out. We got Goner Boy in the chat. Shout out to you. Pick 3, full PPR. Ramondre, Foreman, James Cook, Deontay Johnson, Rashad White, Javonte Williams. Whew, man. I think it's probably Rashad White in a PPR, James Cook in a PPR, and then probably Javonte Williams. That's probably how I'd go, but there's some close calls there. Deontay Johnson, I know it's a PPR, but he's coming off the IR today. I think you wait a week and see how they use him coming right back, so I think that's iffy. So that's the way I'd go. Goner Boy again. Pick 2, half PPR, JSN, Rashad White, Jalen Moore, and Kyle Pitts. If you can, I know this is kind of a cop-out answer, but if you can see what happens with DK Metcalf today, because he's a true game time decision. So if you can see what the direction they're going to go with DK, because if he's out, I love JSN. And I know JSN hasn't done diddly poo yet for you. And I know you're frustrated. And I know you're thinking, when do I start JSN? Well, it might be this week, especially if DK's out against the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, if it's not going to happen now, when is it going to happen? If you're not going to start JSN this week and buy Mageddon against the Cardinals with potentially DK being out, when are you going to start him? I don't know. So I do kind of like JSN. I'd go Rashad White and probably JSN. Kyle Pitts still scares me, but I think I'd go Kyle Pitts if DK plays, and I'd go JSN for sure if DK's out. I know that's a cop out. Sorry, Goner Boy. Better stash through the bye, Chuba or Spears? That's a great question. They're both great stashes. I mean, if you could stash them both, I mean, I know, but that's not the question here. I'd probably go Chuba because I think we know what we're gonna get with Tajay Spears. They're like, because both are Tajay Spears and Derrick Henry are being used about 50-50. You look at the splits. Chances are they're both going to stay healthy, and that situation is going to remain relatively the same. It's going to remain stable. We know what we're going to get. With Chuba, he could take over the backfield. He really could, especially if Miles Sanders still is dealing with these injuries. So I think Chuba has more upside on an offense that we know is going to be playing from behind because Carolina's defense is not very good. If you made me choose, that's the way I'd pick, but both great stashing options. Let's see, Henderson or Freeman. Royce Freeman? I'd go, man. So here's the deal. I would choose Henderson if you're making me choose, because Sean McVay talked very glowingly about Darrell Henderson. But I would be very wary trusting the Rams backfield today. If you have a better option, that's probably the way I'd go, because there's so much uncertainty there. I don't know. If you have Donta Foreman, for sure Donta Foreman over the Rams running backs. Hey, somebody agrees with me. How about that? Nick, take Jack. All right, I'll say it. Henderson or Freeman? Yeah, this is the question of the day. And the question of the day. I'd probably go Henderson if you make me choose. If you make me pick. But it's what a question. We're dealing with Mageddon. I don't really see any other. I'm scrolling. All right, we'll try this one. Well, I'm going to need to start one of them. All right. That wasn't really a question. Ty, looking for a streaming option at tight end with the upside. Ooh, upside. We always love upside. Half PPR. Musk. Ooh, those are great. Those are 3 great options. Mayer plays Chicago today. I love that matchup, especially with a Brian Hoyer. Probably going to target the tight end a lot. But if you're making me choose out of all those, Logan Thomas is the answer. Logan Thomas is the answer for me. He's proven it this year that he is getting more targets this year than he typically has. So Logan Thomas has proven it. I love all 3 of those options, though. I would keep a lot of those on your I would keep a lot of those on your roster if you can. Full PPR, pick 2. Laporta, Musgrave, Njoku. Well, for sure Laporta. And then probably Musgrave against the Broncos today. Ooh, I love disgusting questions. Justin says, this is disgusting. Here we go. We're here for disgusting. But start one. Kareem Hunt, Royce, Ingram, Latavius Murray, DJ Dallas. I'd probably go Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt's active today. They're playing Indianapolis. Not the best defense. We saw the usage uptick for Kareem Hunt against the 49ers, so I like that quite a bit. I'd go Kareem Hunt. We got daggers with a U. Shout out to you, Daggers. Ertz, Michael Mayer, Michael Wilson, or Elijah Moore, or drop 1/2 for Josh Downs or Jonnu Smith to start. Ooh, wow. I do like Arizona's matchup today against Seattle. Start 2, huh? I wish I knew if it was a PPR or not. Because if it's PPR, I would definitely be considering Josh Downs. I would probably prefer Josh Downs over Michael Wilson or Elijah Moore for sure. But I think Michael Mayer's startable today. I would start Michael Mayer for the upside over Ertz. I know I just said I like the matchup, but I like Mayer's matchup too. I think Mayer's got a ton of upside today. The upside plays Mayer, the floor plays Ertz, and I would probably add Josh Downs over Michael Wilson or Elijah Moore. As much as that pains me to say, because I really do like Elijah Moore. All right. Baker or Dobbs? Oh, good Lord. Probably Baker by a smidge. Baker or Ritter. I don't love Ritter going against Tampa Bay, even though he's got some mobility. Gosh, I probably go. I don't really love either of those options, to be honest, but I'd probably lean Ritter just for the mobility. Anyway, so that's a pure coin toss, though. I'm struggling with that one. We got Jordan Love or Deshaun Watson. Oh my God. Probably Deshaun Watson. Probably, but Jordan Love does play the Broncos today, doesn't he? I think both of those are fine. I think that's flip a coin. Jordan Love's going to run around as much as I don't like Jordan Love as a football player. He's going to run around. He's going to he's probably going to put up some good fantasy points. So actually the answer, now that I'm thinking about it out loud, is probably Jordan Love, because we don't know what we're going to get with Deshaun Watson today. The answer is Jordan Love, Gerald. Unfortunately, like, as much as it pains me to say that, I'm picking Jordan Love over Deshaun Watson in week 7. I think we answered that one. Ritter or Watson? Oh, good Lord. I'd probably go Watson there, but I could totally understand if he goes Ritter. We rolling. Henderson, Jaden Reed, full point PPR. I'm going to go Jaden Reed. There, especially with the PPR. I know, we just don't know what we're going to get from the Rams backfield today. There's no, I remember, we had this situation a year ago, and then CJ Anderson went off. So anyway, Wan'Dale, Henderson, or Reed, full point PPR. I'd probably go Reed or Wan'Dale, especially in a PPR. I kind of like Wan'Dale's matchup, so I'll go Wan'Dale, but that's a toss up. Shout out to we got a lot of people in here today, so I'm going to try to get to everybody. But so I'll start picking it up here. Pick a running back and a wide receiver, full PPR. Javonte Williams, Jeff Wilson, Jalen Warren, Wan'Dale, Michael Wilson, Elijah Moore. I'd probably go Wan'Dale and Jalen Warren or Javonte Williams. That's a toss-up for me. I probably, against the Packers, I'd probably go Jalen Warren there, but it's close. Half-point PPR, choose one, McLaughlin, Jalen Warren. Probably Jalen Warren. I need to start 2 of the following: Justice Hill, Royce Freeman, Elijah Mitchell, Keontae Ingram. Thanks for the help. I probably go Justice Hill for sure. I probably go Justice Hill. Royce Freeman, Rams situation. I'm trying to avoid that today if I can, because I just don't know what it's going to be. Elijah Mitchell, it looks like McCaffrey's going to play, so I don't know how much usage he's going to get. So as much as it pains me to say, I think it might be Keontae Ingram and Justice Hill today out of those options. What should I do with Metcalf? This is a great question. So he says full point PPR. Leave Metcalf in flex, and if he doesn't play, start Mike Wilson, QJ, or Gainwell, or sit Metcalf for Rachaad White. I think out of those 2 options, I think you leave him in and risk it. I kind of like Michael Wilson today. It has a lot of upside against Seattle. But I think you're leaving Metcalf in there. I have the exact same predicament in one of my lineups, and I'm leaving Metcalf in. And I actually do have, it's like the same situation I'm in as you. I'm leaving Metcalf in. I have Tyler Higbee on the bench, Michael Wilson on the bench. So I'm just crossing my fingers, and I'm hoping that Metcalf plays. We have a defense question. Washington or Seattle? Oh man. Defenses are tricky. I'd probably lean Washington, but it's close. Not real. I mean, I'm not huge on Devonta Williams, especially today. I don't love the matchup today. More defense questions, Seattle or the Falcons. I mean, that's kind of a toss up. I guess I'd lean Seattle. Goff or Stafford. Um, I'd probably go. That's really close. That's really close, but I'd probably lean Stafford. Start one: Hunt, Henderson, Jeff Wilson. I'd probably go Kareem Hunt in that. I know we kind of know what his usage is going to be. Jeff Wilson's coming off IR. Henderson, I know everybody, coach speak, glowing talk. I get it. Like there's history there. I understand, but we've seen Kareem Hunt's usage and there's history there with the team. So, who'd you start? Cousins or Love? Worried about Cousins. Worried about what Cousins will do without Justin Jefferson. Yeah, I think you're completely justified if you want to start Jordan Love over Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, very concerning actually last week. No Justin Jefferson against the Bears team that you should be able to exploit, right? You should be able to carve up the Bears with TJ Hawkinson, with Jordan Addison, KJ Osborne. Didn't do it. It was a defensive battle. You can give the Bears defense credit, but there's probably equal blame to go around. Like I would imagine Kirk Cousins should have performed better, and Jordan Love is going to be able to put up points against a really, really, really terrible Denver defense. So I think I think Jordan Love's the answer there. I really do. As much as I know he's coming off a terrible performance, but there's a lot more upside, especially with that rushing ability. I think I would go Osborne. I know they're playing San Francisco on Monday night, but I think Osborne is the answer there. We're just not seeing the snaps for Mims yet, but we will, I think, especially if one of those receivers gets traded. I said I would pick this up, and I'm not picking it up, so I apologize. Full PPR, 5 yards equals 1 point. What? Okay, that's crazy. Lots of points there. Flex Flowers or start Wilson Jr., Henderson. Oh, you got to go Zay Flowers. Ruckus. Hi, Ruckus. I've seen you here. You're a member of the community. Pick one, half point PPR. Warren or Downs. Might be no DK. I like I know Downs has a tough matchup today, but I really like Josh Downs. I really do. So I think that's the direction I'd go. And the Steelers offense is not very inspiring these days. We'll just say that. Henderson or Jeff Wilson? Oh my gosh. This might be a candidate for the puke question of the day. In that situation, we have a player coming off IR and a player that is brought in because, everybody's hurt. I guess if you're making me choose, I go Henderson. But I don't love either of those options, to be honest. Who's the better stash? Musgrave Thomas or Mayer? I'm assuming Logan Thomas. If it's Logan Thomas, he's producing right now. So I really like Logan Thomas. But they're all great stashes, just for the record. So if you need a tight end, like if you're streaming tight end like I am in some of my leagues, like I'm starting Michael Mayer in a league, and I'm starting him over Zach Ertz, and I'm starting him over, Tyler Higbee, because there's just a lot more upside, and I need the points. I need the upside in a matchup where I'm not projected to win. So that's the direction I'm going. Godwin or Aaron Jones in half point? I probably go Godwin, even though it is half point PPR. Aaron Jones needs to show me a game before I would fully trust him. James Barrett. I got James Cook and Latavius Murray. I feel like I should be playing Jeff Wilson, Darrell Henderson instead of a full Bills backfield. What do you think? Well, you're playing James Cook for sure. Yeah, and then I probably would play Darrell Henderson over Latavius Murray. I probably would. Oh, no problem, Justin Boyd. Glad I can be of some help. Gosh, I was hoping we could talk some Iowa football, but I don't think we're going to be able to. I'm just kidding. Was it a fair catch, invalid fair catch, or no invalid fair catch? We'll never know the answer. But I guess we will because they called it an invalid fair catch. Cooper Kupp and Jahmyr Gibbs or Josh Jacob and Austin Eckler, DFS, PPR. Oh, this is a DFS question. Holy cow. I'd probably go Kupp and Jahmyr Gibbs. I probably would. I do like the other. I like both those options actually with the matchups today. Raiders against Chicago, and then obviously the Eckler Kansas City matchup. I do maybe. Gosh, both those are good. But there's probably more of a floor for Jacobs and Eckler. Gosh, maybe I choose Jacobs and Eckler, but both of those are good. Choose two in non-PPR: JT, Gibbs, James Cook. In non-PPR, probably James Cook and Jonathan Taylor. Good morning, Isaac. Good morning. Green Bay defense and drop Philly. Yeah, Green Bay defense I think would be a great play. Philly's defense has kind of been up and down, so I think I like. I don't know how you guys feel about defenses, but I'm fine streaming defenses. And I'll drop. I don't really care. Green Bay's defense has a great matchup today, getting a turnover or two, maybe even a defensive score for a touchdown. We all know how it's been going for Denver this year, so I love Green Bay's defense today. I'm starting them in a league that I have. My Sunday goat doing the Lord's work. No, you're doing the Lord's work, Bobby. Thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you. Try to get to as many of these as we can. Full PPR, Rashad White, Ford, JT. Wow, those are some good options. I love Ford today. I'd probably go Ford and JT, even though it is full point PPR. I just don't love. I like Rashad White's a fine play today. Don't get me wrong, especially in a PPR league. I'm playing some Rashad White today for sure, but I think it's Ford and JT with the matchup. Even though Taylor is facing the Cleveland defense, he's going to get a bunch of touches. Shallow league PPR RB2 emergency for Mageddon. Julia McLaughlin, Javonte Williams are both on waivers. Really? Wow. Should I start Donta Foreman versus the Raiders or use one of the Broncos RBs versus the Packers? Wow, this is a good question, Isaac. Very good question. I would probably go with Donta Foreman. I probably would. I would probably it's probably between Donta Foreman and McLaughlin in a PPR league. And I think Donta Foreman, while he's probably not going to get the pass catching volume that we would like, he's definitely going to get volume. You got to think the Raiders defense, not very good. I know we have Tyson Bagent going for Chicago. That should mean, it doesn't mean that it will happen, but it should mean a lot of run plays, a lot of handing the ball off to Donta Foreman, maybe even a rushing touchdown. So we'll see. I think Donta Foreman's the right answer there, but it's the Bears. So what can I say? I don't know if they'll probably drop back with Tyson Bagent like 45 times, and we'll all be screaming at the TV. So I don't know. Charlie Emmert, Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, Michael Wilson. I think Jalen, you're at the point now where Jalen Warren in a PPR league, I think Jalen Warren's the answer there. There's more upside with Michael Wilson for sure, especially today. If you're making me choose, I probably pick Jalen Warren there. My start one, full PPR, Antonio Gibson, Henderson, McLaughlin, Jordan Mason. Oh, boy. I'd probably go Antonio Gibson there, if I'm being honest, because there's a chance. It's probably between Antonio Gibson or Henderson. If you want the upside play, as much as it pains me, the upside is probably with Henderson, honestly, because there's definitely a chance where he gets the lion's share of the carries. We just have no evidence. It's just we have no idea what's going to happen with the Rams backfield today. So it's probably between Gibson and Henderson for me personally, and I'd probably go with Gibson if it were me picking, but that's kind of where I sit with it. Sit one, half PPR, Lockett, Godwin, Addison. Oh, man. Gosh. Well, if Metcalf is out, you're not sitting Lockett. I understand that you can't wait for some of these. Gosh, that's a good question. I think, gosh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I'd probably sit Godwin, probably would, but it's close. Just because Addison's the primary target there. Um, and they're going to be in comeback mode and he's going to get targets. I mean, that's a tough one. Drake London, Michael Wilson, or JSN. Oh, Drake London for sure. I think it's you got to play Drake London there. Chicago Bears fan, my fellow brethren, Chicago Bears fan. Half PPR, choose McLaughlin or Jalen Warren. I think I'd pick Jalen Warren, me personally. Arthur Lee Barrett, Jerry Jeudy, or Jamison Williams, non PPR. Ooh, non PPR, probably Jamison Williams. Just for the touchdown upside. I don't know, like the Broncos. I have a tough time trusting the Broncos offense these days. 12 team PPR. I'm not the McCaffrey owner. Okay. I picked up Elijah Mitchell for a lottery ticket. Need a kicker. Okay, drop Josh Downs, Justice Hill, or just drop Mitchell. Probably drop Mitchell because they're working Jordan Mason into. So that's even if McCaffrey doesn't play, which it looks like McCaffrey's going to play, by the way, which this is the most frustrating thing in fantasy sports. Monday night injuries. It's stupid. Like, just tell us, okay? Can these coaches just tell us what's going to happen? They know what's going to happen. Come on. Like, anyway. Yeah, so you're probably dropping Elijah Mitchell there out of all those options. Full point PPR. Downs, Tony, Josh Palmer, Michael Wilson, Antonio Gibson. It's probably between Josh Palmer and Downs for me. I think Josh Palmer is going to get a ton of volume. Probably the player with the most upside is Michael Wilson. So a lot of these options are close. I don't love Downs' matchup today, but I do love that. I do think he's going to get targeted a lot. So I think I go Palmer, Downs, Michael Wilson is kind of how I'd go. But all of those are really, really close. Go-Go Gin, a gin enthusiast, or just that's his name. Seth, 1.5 points per PPR. Justice Hill, Darrell Hendo, or Jaden Reed. I'd probably go Jaden Reed or Justice Hill, especially with that. It's half point PPR. Okay, not 1.5 point PPR. Okay, that changes it a little bit. Gosh, I'd probably still either go Justice Hill or Jaden Reed. I love the matchup for Jaden Reed today. So that one of those two, but I lean Jaden Reed. Darrell Henderson there is the upside play, but again, that could be a 0. I think Jaden Reed and Justice Hill have more of a floor. Another question from Go Jen: should I drop Gainwell or Justice Hill for Keaton, the unknown Mitchell? I probably wouldn't. I think if something happens to Swift, which we all know, DeAndre Swift is the very picture of consistency. Not. So, like Gainwell, I think is I know he's frustrating you right now, but I think you got to keep him. And Justice Hill, we know what his role is, and he's doing things in the offense. And Mitchell is just, I think you got to keep Gainwell and Hill. But it's a good thought, like it really is, like because Mitchell is in that similar like a Chan mode, like he runs like a 4.37 40, but anyway. All right, PPR, Josh Downs, Royce Freeman, Elijah Moore, Warren. Choose two. Oh boy. I really want to choose Elijah Moore, but I think I'm going to choose Josh Downs and Jalen Warren because Jalen Warren's getting the targets. This is the problem with Najee Harris, right? Najee Harris is not getting the targets. When Najee Harris was the RB6 in his rookie year or something crazy like that, he led the NFL in targets. The problem now is he's not getting targeted. Like Big Ben was peppering Najee Harris with targets. Jalen Warren is now getting those targets. So I think it's in a PPR. I think it's Warren. I think it's Downs. No problem. My pleasure. Another question. Pick 2, half PPR. Jason Wandell. In that situation, I think Deontay Johnson and Wandale are the answer. I would again, everybody PSA. If DK doesn't play today, and DK they're saying he's a true game time decision, which is the ultimate FU to fantasy football players is the game time decision. If he doesn't play, right? JSN, like, if not now, when for JSN, right? That's kind of where we are. And in redraft, right? In Dynasty, it's a different question. But I think that's Wandale and Deontay Johnson. But fascinating to watch that scenario play out today, because JSN, if DK's out, should be in a smash spot. He really should be. Thank you, Isaac. All right. I'll try to answer. Let's see if I can rapid fire. All right. I can do this. Downs are born. Downs. It's fire seeing this stream pick up viewers. Yes, sir. Thank you, Richard. Barkley, Christian Watson, Myers need to beat PR. I'm going to go Myers and Barkley. But Christian Watson has a killer matchup today. But so does Myers, really. And Barkley has a really good matchup too. And then those people have been producing for you. So I think Myers and Barkley. No, I can't go down this trap, Anthony. But you know how to get me. I don't think they're getting to the 25. I'll just say that. Will Beckham, half point PPR, Tony or Downs? I'll go Downs. Bobby, Jaden Reeder, Wandale, full point PPR. I'll go Wandale. Late window, wide receivers, Deontay, Palmer, Elijah Moore, Judy, JSN. I'll probably go Palmer, Deontay, Judy, Elijah Moore, JSN. But JSN, you got to pay attention to what happens with DK today. I'll say that. Warren versus Hunt, half point PPR. That's very close. I probably lean Hunt, but it's close and a half point PPR. Love it, Seth. Cool. Thank you, Go Jin. Josh Reynolds or Justice Hill, PPR. Probably Justice Hill. Seth is the man doing late Sunday start sits. Thank you, Anthony. I am merely adequate. That's what I am. So thanks, Seth. Okay, cool. One more, Justin with a Y snuck it in here. Rashi Rice or Donta Foreman in PPR. We're going. And we're going to end the stream on this one. So good luck, everybody, in your week 7 matchups. I hope you survive by Mageddon. But we are going with Rashi Rice. And yes, no, we're never seeing Iowa score 21 points again. Deacon Hill is 3 cheeseburgers away from playing defensive tackle. And I'm not joking. I looked it up last night. He weighs 258 pounds. And no, everybody, that was not an invalid fair catch. I don't care what those Gophers fans tell you. All right, but it's fine. We'll get over it someday. Not today, but we're going to get over it someday. All right. Thanks, everybody. You guys are awesome. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I wish you the best in your matchups today. Happy football watching. And we will catch you next time if I can find the stupid button. I'm looking for the button. I can't find the button. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great Sunday.